Today I'm going to show you how to make a sunflower painting inspired by the artist Alma Thomas. First, let's learn about Alma Thomas. Alma Thomas was an African-American artist and teacher. She taught middle school art for the majority of her first career before retiring to become a painter full-time. She was born September 22nd, 1891, and she passed away February 24th of 1978. Graduated from Howard University, which is an HBCU, which stands for Historically Black College or University, and she was the first fine arts graduate there. She developed her signature style, which shares some similarities to Byzantine mosaics or light showing through the leaves in a tree. You can see one of her artworks here, and then on the back you can see another one here and here. So this one has kind of a radial design, and this one right here does as well. The first African-American woman to have a solo exhibition at New York's Whitney Museum of American Art, and she has also exhibited her paintings at the White House at least 3 times, which is really cool. I love her art style because it's very bright and cheerful. I love the light in it, and I can definitely kind of see her inspiration of the idea of light kind of breaking in between the leaves on a tree, so I think that's really neat. Then I have a photo I found on, I believe, Google Images of a field of sunflowers, and I'm going to be setting that aside over here to use as my reference photo. And then this is an example. It's not done yet, but I wanted you to see kind of an in-progress example of what a field of sunflowers inspired by this photo of a field of sunflowers might look like painted in the style of Alma Thomas. This is my watercolor palette that I'm going to be using today. And here I have a cup of water with some different paint brushes. To get started, I'm dipping my brush in the water, so it has water on it now. And then I'm going to dip into my yellow, and I'm going to add the centers of maybe 3 sunflowers. So even with this photo, I got this from Google Images. I don't want to copy it exactly. I'm just using it as inspiration. I'm going to do another one maybe higher up over here. Just adding the center of that. With watercolor, it's always best to start light and then you can go darker later on. And I'm very frequently dipping my brush back into the water as well. And then I might do one more over here. Okay, I'm gonna swish my brush. Now if I look at the photo, because again, it's helpful to have a reference photo, it actually is a little bit darker in the center of the sunflowers, but I can get a little darker later on if I want to. So I'm just gonna start with this. I'm gonna pick out a color for the petals of the sunflower. I'm gonna add those in, and I might use this really kind of light orange color right here. I wanna have little gaps between my shapes to represent the light coming in. And now I've decided I want to go in and work on the centers of these flowers a little bit more. And if it's not spreading easily, you just dip your brush back into the water, go back over that area. I'm going to start maybe like between these smaller petals and then bring it out a little bit bigger. So I'm using the side of my brush to get in those narrow areas, then flattening it back out to make it a little bit wider. So sideways and then flat, just twisting it out. And again, Alma Thomas uses these kind of dotted or broken lines, so I want to include those. I might switch to a slightly lighter green for the rest of the field, just to kind of break things up visually, and that way the stems don't get lost. And I'm going to go, let's see, I think I'll still go up and down, because when I work on the sky, I might go from left to right, just to visually kind of separate that some more. Okay, so that's where I'm at with the field, and now I'm going to work on the sky. I'm going to slide this down just a little bit, and I want to use some different shades of blue in the sky, maybe even a little purple. Purple and yellow are complementary colors. That means that they are located across from each other on the color wheel, and when they're painted side by side, they really make the other color pop and appear more vibrant and bright. So I think I'm going to use some blue and some purple in my sky. I'm going to start with the purple. This is more of like an indigo, like a blue purple. And now I might start adding some gaps to transition to a different shade of blue. And since I can't really blend colors in this style, I'm just going to leave some spaces to add in the other shade of blue. Okay, there we go. This is my Alma Thomas inspired sunflower painting. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching.